And welcome back to the Daily News. Steve Gaito has joined us now, financial planner, certified financial planner, and also owner of Retirement Resource Management. You're smiling. I love your smile, Steve.
You can't do anything but.
But there are a lot of us, particularly retirees, that aren't smiling with this state of the economy and the stock market and everything. So
yeah, we've been through some challenging times. I just saw September ended up and it was 20 to 30% off the highs in the markets, and that impacts retirees quite a bit. There's a quote I love. Will Rogers said, "When you find yourself in a hole, first thing you got to do is stop digging." So that's kind of word to the wise to retirees is, find a way to stop the bleeding.
Right.
That means you've got to take stuff out of the market. And the argument is, well, if I pull it out now, I'm not going to get the recovery when it comes. Well, that's a challenge because we could very easily be in a 2000 to 2003 market where it took 10 years to recover.
Right.
A lot of retirees don't have that time.
I know it, and that's why it's so important to have a planner like you, because we really don't know what we should do or what we shouldn't do. So you can guide us through making those very important decisions, because we only have a certain many of years left. We're in our Act 3 of our lives, and we want to make sure we continue to have, the cash flow. So it is very scary.
And you hit the exact objective that we've got to do, and that's cash flow. Right. And so, yes, it may affect the assets that you have available, but if you're able to create those income streams that you can't outlive, that gives you peace of mind, that aren't impacted by the market or can only go up if the market goes up. There's a lot of these index products that are out there that are real attractive for retirees. They were created for moments just like this.
Right. Talk about your website a little bit. You've got a lot of resources there, and how do we kind of navigate that, and what all is there, Steve?
There's a little bit for everybody. Most of it is retirement related.
Right.
I've got articles that I've written. We rerun these pieces that we run here on the news. But there's books on there. There's some white papers that are on there. And then there's connections to events that I do. I do events locally here in the Bluffton, Hilton Head area. I do them in Greenville. I do them in just outside of Atlanta, in Raleigh.
Right.
But I love to teach, and so a lot of that flows through to the website. There's a lot of educational information there.
And so to connect with you, you can either be in person, or you do a lot of Zoom, don't you, as well?
I don't know what I'd do without Zoom.
I know,
although
all of us.
It's honestly my least favorite way of doing it, but it's sometimes a necessary way of doing it. And again, it's to get comfortable. I want everybody that I work with to feel comfortable working with me.
Right.
If it's not, it's better for us to just find a different way of doing it. And I'll refer stuff out if it's not in my wheelhouse. I don't manage money. I don't do those kind of things, and so I'll let others do that.
Right. And so you develop a relationship with your clients, really a true partnership. And particularly during this time when we get nervous, when we get scared, when we want to dig that hole deeper, you can kind of calmly guide us through these important decisions that we have to make.
Right. And so if you think about your paycheck, your whole life you've had a paycheck that's come in. Really, that's kind of my philosophy, is how do I recreate that paycheck? Because most people didn't worry about their 401ks or their other investments as much. They worried about them, but not as much when they knew that paycheck was coming in the next month. And so by creating that same thing, that's what Social Security does. That's what an annuity does. That's what a pension does. And so by using those things together and meeting your fixed expenses at least, there's a piece that comes from that. And that's really where more and more people are warming up to the ideas. There's a lot of bad information about annuities, and quite honestly, there were a lot of bad annuities that were out there. It was justified. But there's some new products that are out there that are very consumer friendly.
Very good. We have about 45 seconds left. What's on the horizon with our economy? What do you think?
Yeah, so we've got this little thing called an election coming up.
That's right.
And the Fed is still not done. Inflation's still out there. I don't have to tell you that. You go to the grocery store, you see it. But those are going to have a draw on the investments and on the economy.
Right.
It's going to take probably 2 years to weather this whole storm. So for retirees, it's important to create that income and get it going as soon as possible.
All right. Thank you so much. Good advice always from
you.
Steve Gaito with Retirement Resource Management. And we'll be right back with more Daily News.